Even a person is murdered on the street, we don't see it as emergency. So in the last video I talked about how people can't go vegan because the psychological effect called pluralistic ignorance. If you haven't watched it yet, please check that out. I put a card in the upper right hand corner to exit that video, so please check that out. In today's video, I want to talk about how you can persuade non-vegans to go vegan by using in a position of pluralistic ignorance. So please stay tuned. So to simply describe pluralistic effect, it is a psychological effect that human beings judge a situation based on other people's reaction. So if a person is killed on the street, you automatically look at other people. If they are not acting anything, you don't assume that it's an emergency, although that's a terribly emergency. That's basically pluralistic effect. I talked about that in my previous video, so please check that out for more detail. So that's what's happening with veganism and every other social issues, but specifically I want to talk about veganism. Since the veganism population is really small compared to non-vegans, that's obvious, that's why we're standing up for the animals. But a lot of people don't think that animals being abused is an emergency issue. People think that's terrible, but people might think that I don't have to be the one who goes through all this mental breakdown by watching those animals suffering. That's disturbing. If there are more people on our side, then they're the one who's wrong. The vegans are the one who are crazy, who are insane. And that's terribly dangerous because that actually makes you think that anything that involves violence can be seen as nothing. Just because a lot of people are not caring about that problem. That's terribly dangerous. And the problem with people is that they don't believe in small steps. Especially in these societies, we are living in a society where quick feedback is normal. If you open up an Instagram and you post a picture and you automatically have likes. If you play a game and if you pay for something, you automatically have a reward. That's what the society is like. And people are just looking for a solution that's really quick. People are looking for successful lives overnight. People are not gonna act if it's not gonna be quick or instant. As a consequence, a lot of people don't believe that these movements or animal rights movements are useful. They think that's pointless to do something like this. And like I said, pluralistic effect. If that person is not doing it, then why should I do it? In order to solve that, I've listed some solutions. Number one, let people know that that's an emergency problem and explain why that is and how they can help with that problem. Okay, a lot of people, although that's obvious for us, a lot of non-vegans don't think that's a emergency. Especially that's not visible to them if they don't consume those videos like Dominion or Cowspiracy. So what we need to do is just let them know that's an emergency problem. I know it sounds really obvious, but a lot of people don't see these problems. Some even cover their eyes, not wanting to see. But that's the reality we have to make them see. So number one, let them know that's an emergency and how they can help. I've seen some vegans blaming on factory farmers, but that's not effective. Factory farmers are creating those animal products at an increased speed because the demand is huge. It's bigger than ever. So what we need to do is let people know that people are responsible, not factory farmers. Consumers are responsible for this problem. And people fail to see it this way. So that's solution number one. Number two, this is really advanced, but increase the number of vegan influencers. So the reason why I chose this vegan niche on YouTube is because this problem needs to be heard by a lot more people. I know I did some Japanese stuff, but for me, spreading vegan awareness is more important. So that's why I'm talking about veganism now. If you're vegan or against animal cruelty, you can be a vegan influencer. And by becoming an influencer, the more people, the more messages, thus the number of vegans increase. And hopefully the audience get persuaded and inspired by your video and they consider becoming influencers or considering spreading awareness on social media. That's exactly what we want. And let people know that that's wrong practices to consume animal products. Because look at those terrible practices. This is scary. Even a person is murdered on the street. Because of the pluralistic effect, we don't see it as emergency. That's what's happening to the animals. What we need to do is that we increase the number of vegans or vegan influencers. That's more significant, so that the population becomes the majority. And people think that because a lot of people are going vegan now, then I have to go vegan. Because the majority is right, I have to follow the majority. That's what human nature. is. But becoming a vegan influencer, like talking on YouTube like me, can be daunting and overwhelming. So let me know what the struggles you might have that's preventing you from becoming a vegan influencer in the comment section below. And finally, this is the most important key. Share your struggles with going vegan. I wasn't vegan from zero-year-old. You have to share the struggles. If you don't share the struggles with going vegan, people think they're different. Okay, this vegan influencer is different because the background is different from mine. So you have to let them know that you and they are the same people. I and you are the same people. I loved meat, but after learning about the animal cruelty, I no longer wanted to support animal cruelty. That's why I went vegan, and I can share some struggles. Oh, this giving up fish was super hard in Japan, that kind of thing. I thought those movements were stupid, and people feel that, oh, this person feels really genuine, not like the cold-hearted, aggressive vegans. And you know what? There's a research on a university where they try to have a donation for non-profit, and there are two groups. One group was just asking for donation, please donate, and number two was telling those students at the university that, oh, I'm from this university too. And the result was that the second group, who said they're from the same university, had double the donation. The reason why is because humans seek for familiarity. We tend to like people who are similar. And if you're telling non-vegans, stop killing animals, you are awful person, then you know what happens? Are they gonna listen? No. So you have to share your struggles. Yeah, I know this, animal products cannot be, it's really hard to get these out of my lifestyle. I know the struggle, and then just don't get frustrated. Okay, it can be frustrating. They might say like, I don't care about animals, but people are people. A lot of people have different characteristics. But even those people, if the majority of us follow this vegan lifestyle, then they might change too. So let's just not lose hope. Just don't complain about humans not caring about animals. Those are the tips that I can give for persuading the crowd and moving the crowds. And that's exactly why you should be a vegan influencer. And if you have any questions about becoming or going on YouTube, feel free to shoot me a message or leave a comment in the section below. Share your thoughts. I'm really tempted to hear any thoughts on the comment section. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.